Every country has a road that locals fear, a place where accidents don't seem natural, where people whisper that something else is responsible. In the UK near Sheffield, there is such a road, the A616. Locals call it the Killer Road. It's infamous for deadly crashes, strange sightings, and chilling encounters after dark. But what makes it truly terrifying is the woman in white. Drivers say she appears on the roadside at night, asking for a ride, and once you let her in, she never leaves. Richard, a middle-aged driver, was heading home from a late-night shift. It was pouring rain, the roads slick and empty, when he saw her. A young woman in a white dress, drenched, standing silently by the roadside. He slowed down, rolled down his window, and called out, "Are you all right? Do you need a lift?" Without a word, she slipped into the back seat. Moments later, the temperature inside the car plummeted. The windows fogged over. The radio turned to nothing but static. Richard glanced into the rearview mirror and froze. Her seat was empty. Panicking, he turned around. No one was there, but the seatbelt was still buckled in. When he got home, trembling, he tried to shake it off as his imagination, until he looked at his dash cam footage. The video clearly showed the passenger door opening. A pale figure stepped inside and slowly faded until only the sound of the seatbelt clicking remained. The truck driver weeks later, Paul, a long-haul truck driver, was driving the A616 at night. He too saw a woman in white by the road. He hesitated. He'd heard the stories, but he finally pulled over. She climbed in silently. As his truck rolled forward, the brakes suddenly gave way. The vehicle hurtled out of control toward a dangerous bend. Paul swerved, throwing the truck into a ditch, narrowly escaping death. When the police arrived, Paul insisted a woman had been with him, but the passenger side was empty, the door wide open. Later, highway CCTV was checked. It showed a shadowy figure stepping into his truck, and then fading into nothing. Paul still swears, "She wanted to kill me that night. If I hadn't crashed the truck myself, I wouldn't be here." The bride's story, locals believe the spirit belongs to a young bride who died in a crash in the 1970s. The story goes, the day after her wedding, she and her husband were driving along the A616 when their car overturned. The groom's body was found instantly, but the bride's body was never recovered. A retired police officer recalls, "When we reached the crash site, we expected to find both of them. The groom was there, but the bride had vanished. Only bloodstains were left. We searched for days, but she was never found." Since then, witnesses have reported chilling encounters. A shopkeeper claimed he smelled a strong, unfamiliar perfume in his car long after she disappeared. A petrol station worker saw a wedding veil lying in the middle of the road, soaked with rain. Another driver heard screams in the back seat, but when he looked, no one was there. The teenagers dare. Years later, 3 college students decided to put the legend to the test. They set up a dash cam, determined to capture the ghost of the A616. At first, they joked and laughed, but everything changed when they reached a sharp bend. There she was, standing by the roadside. The camera caught it clearly, the drenched white dress, the long black hair. But when they zoomed in, her face was horribly distorted. No eyes, just 2 dark, hollow sockets. The students panicked. The car sped off. The recording cut out. By morning, one of them had vanished. The abandoned car was found idling by the roadside, engine running, door open, backseat seatbelt still buckled. His phone was recovered with one final recording. Static filled the speakers, followed by a chilling whisper, "You shouldn't have come here." At first, people thought these were just isolated ghost stories, but when investigators compared dates and times, a disturbing pattern emerged. Every single incident occurred during the same week of the year, the same time the bride had died. But when her death records were re-examined, another chilling discovery was made. The groom's death certificate existed, but hers didn't. Her body was never officially declared dead, which means perhaps she didn't die that night. Perhaps she's still there, alive in some way, but no longer human. To this day, the A616 has one of the highest accident rates in the UK. Police blame speeding, bad weather, dangerous turns. But the locals know better. They say a passenger still waits on that road every night, a bride searching for her final ride. So if you're ever driving down the A616 on a rainy night and you see a woman in white standing on the roadside, will you stop or will you keep driving and pray she doesn't follow you home? And if you think this is just a story, check your dashcam footage. She might already be sitting in your back seat.